Welcome to the Lost Lives Count, where we tell you of victims in horror movies, TV shows, horror movies, anime, TV shows, music videos, and beyond. I am William Pry. Today, we're doing Puppet Master 2, the sequel to Puppet Master. This sequel is honestly, if you actually did know about Puppet Master is about these puppets actually kill. This updated sequel have some new puppets and updated people and updated kills for each of the puppets. But we also have created by David Allen, who actually take up the frame for stop motion. Each of the films were created by different directors. Andre Tolan, the puppet master who actually created the puppets, is actually back from the dead. They took the same serum who actually brought back Neil from the dead in Puppet Master, in the original Puppet Master. In the first Puppet Master. Not that the Puppet Master I'm talking about, I met this Puppet Master, the Full Moon feature Puppet Master. And Full Moon have a lot of good horror movies. These are the ones. And honestly, My Lives Lost Count have a lot of rules. Rule 1. Humanoid and humans are allowed to be counted, not animal or analytic aliens. Rule 2. Zombies only be counted once if they're already been bitten on the screen, but if they die while bitten, they be bitten and die on screen. They had to die on screen, blood splatter, and you actually have to count them twice if they're a zombie too. And vampires only count as one death if they're a vampire because they're immortal humans. Dolls actually do count because of Chucky. But I'm going to count the demonic toys soon. And I will not count the demonic toys as a kill. Possession deaths are actually not counted as deaths unless they already died while being possessed. They already died because they're being possessed, like in Mama. Babies are more controversial, but if they're in the mother, they don't counted. But also, if they have a number or you can see the blood and hear the scream, that count as a death. That's it. How many lives lost in Puppet Master? In the Puppets second outing? Let's find out and get to that! Get to the lives lost, 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 lost. The movie began with the Full Moon Entertainment logo. Honestly, Full Moon actually have a lot of movies, along with the previous Lost Lives count the Ginger Deadman. Now we actually meet the new investigators, the new paranormal investigators. We got Caroline, Patrick, Wanda, who actually played by Charlie Spalding, who actually is retired, but she actually played in The Blood 1988, which hint, I'm actually going to do The Blob, which I actually love old. I actually love Mir as Cookie, as Charlene. She's Cookie as Lance. He's Blackwater. He Jeff. He's in Black Lane Water. Honestly, they actually go in and they talk about everything. Wanda actually saw the crow statue. Lance actually with Lance and Caroline said the previous owner actually hosted the Egyptians. But here's a recap that nobody actually realized. What if anybody did catch my puppet master? My puppet master. The puppets are actually made from Egyptians who actually come to life. The first set of puppets are Pinhead, Tunnler, Leech Woman, Blade, and Jester. This time, Jester get to kill in this movie. Leech Woman also do. And we also get a new puppet. Everything is spiritual in this. And they actually heard a crash and the crow statue actually broke. Honestly, Camellia actually got lost in Scout Hill, and we actually meet Matthew that not having because he was working on the wire fence, and Martha, who actually say her animals got tore up. How they got tore up? Oh, their brains. But I am not going to count the animals that got tore up and got their brains handed to them because those are not going on the count. Remember the rules. We see inside Lance, Wanda, Patrick, Caroline, and also Camille. They actually exclaim of all the things that are going on and try to figure out if they're going to be supernatural in the house. And honestly, to tell you the truth, Lance is actually going to make coffee for everybody, but Camille, Camille, Camille actually don't like coffee, so they make camellia tea. So Lance going to make camellia tea. And during the day, while Patrick taking photos, the cemetery from earlier, he actually saw the open grave of one Andre Tourelle. Patrick is honestly, Alex that actually survived from the first movie. Well, it said that he actually died from a. She died from a seizure. Well, we don't even see her dead body on screen or anything happen to or a news article, so we can't even count her. Maybe, yeah. Now, Patrick is, now they're actually talking about the Andre Toro, about his death. That was actually talking about his death that was in the Puppet Master Lives Lost count previously. They actually hear the scream and Camille sees the puppets and she actually sees one of the demons, which is actually Blade, have a knife, and she actually, I don't think it was Blade. So they go see, but it was actually just a couple of dolls. But they actually, the lights go up and Camille say, "What do you want to a statue?" And got knocked down by Pinhead and got dragged by Pinhead and Dresser out. Camille and now Caroline said Camille is missing now, and was talking to one of her relatives, who we're going to learn later on. And Patrick says she's loony. Lance and Wanda check the cameras and they can't sleep. And Wanda watching the TV and they actually found out that it's Tunneler. Tunneler is, fun fact, they actually have more than one Tunneler on set. Honestly, what actually happened, Tunneler crawled on to the bed of Patrick and drilled on his forehead. And after Lance pulled him off, Tunneler got crushed by a lamp at 79 seconds. And also, does it count as a kill? Yes, because, well, the puppets are Emmett that are used to be human. So it counts as a kill. So it's actually count as a kill. They used to be human. Tunneler was actually a Yahtzee general. A Yahtzee that turned into Tunneler. To tell you the truth, there are retro puppets, there's Yahtzee puppets. And honestly, after they actually sent off Patrick to get the cave, Eric Kane, they actually want to make sure Tunneler and want to know what make it tick. And Eric Kane actually see and want to ask how you know where you're from, Cheney. Burgrass. Honestly, I don't. I already know who Cheney is. And we'll explain it when he actually started talking with the puppets. They actually say now they actually want to figure out that if the university sent him and someone and come on the motorcycle was Michael Kennedy, Camille's son. And honestly, he actually was surprised that he actually did not think a puppet can. That thing. A puppet can murder anyone. Yeah.
Results are remarkable, so don't wait. Try clinically studied Flexiderm today for just $14.95. Visit FlexidermTrial.com or call the number on this.
Yeah, now we actually meet back to Martha and Matthew place, and Blade actually cut the electric fence. Then Martha rolled back to Matthew, and Matthew got his eye ripped out by Leech Woman at 55 seconds. Oh God, what the? Well, Martha come in with a shotgun and tried to get, as she actually got cut by Blade on her heel. Then she climbed on and burned her hand on the furnace. Then the Leech Woman got scared of her, and she grabbed the Leech Woman and at 47 seconds destroyed her by burning her in the freaking furnace. But Martha did have time to do anything, and until we meet Torch. Torch is a new puppet. Torch is actually the only puppet that, well, the Torch actually set Martha on fire at 42 seconds. And Blaze stab. And honestly, we actually see Andre Toron, who actually is Kane. He actually wants to get the digestional lobes, which are the brain's four main lobes: the frontal, the lobe, the partial lobe, the temporal lobe, and the optical lobe. He Soon we'll gain the straight with more of the Oris. And now with the stringless puppets and pastime harvest and honestly time. And flashback to Elsa. And fun fact, if I actually do see Toron's Revenge, we actually will see that Elsa actually got turned into Lynch Woman. Toron actually meet the first puppet was actually Manifesto. The second puppet was Jin the Homunculus. Some of the puppets are really different. And honestly, the designs are actually really... And honestly, Kane and Elsa do think of the children. And Kane really do. And honestly, Kane was actually smoking. I'm going by Kane until he going to be revealed. If anybody didn't get the trip. And honestly, we meet Billy. Billy was told by his mother not to go out too far, and Billy was whipping his own doll, and he actually see Torch. And he was actually playing Indiana Jones and trying to mess with Torch. But, hold on. If they're a killer puppet, what do? Do not mess with a puppet that's gonna burn you. But honestly, Billy messed with Torch and got set on fire off screen at 61 seconds. Now Michael says stay away from Kane's room in a long time, but now Jester is actually back in the room, but he kills somebody. But who? Who? Wanda is have fun with Lance and came out of the shower, and honestly, what actually happened is Wanda left out of the room to check out Caroline, and Lance got her throat slit by Blade off screen at 48 seconds. Then Blade saw her. Actually, I don't know how he saw her, because her eyes is just, his eyes just, there's no eyes. So he just run up to Wanda and stab her to death at 60 seconds. And they add more of their lobes to the serum. Caroline actually is doing what Michael Knox said to do, and go to Kane's room and see puppet pieces as she actually see the torch, and Torch is actually torching the bed with Michael not in it, because Michael is still alive, and Lisa is actually, and also Michael actually hit Torch with a fire extinguisher. It revealed that Kane is actually Andre Thoreau, and his face is actually rotten and only have a few strands of hair. And Pinhead tried to strangle, and he got off of him. And now Blade is attacking Michael. Now it's revealed that Jester slit Camille's throat as 34 seconds. Now he throw down Blade down the laundry chute. Now Andre say after the Yahtzee kill him. Honestly, he actually kill himself, but the Yahtzees tried to kill him. He believed that Caroline is alive, that he just drink up and dispel and turn him into a puppet. And the puppets fuck up the spell by adding animal brains. Still, it, okay, now, Andre, but honestly, the final minutes of the film is Andre got stabbed in the leg by Blade, because, honestly, after Jester stole the cup, Blade just stabbed him in the leg. Then Pinhead hit him with his own cane. Torture burned him. Then he fell out of the window off screen at 54 seconds. Now they're going back to the office and going to find a more sounding job because they don't want to deal with the puppets. But the movie ends with, well, Camellia is now a literal puppet. And driving on the literal car with the puppets on the next killing spree in the sequel. How many lives lost in Puppet Master 2? Let's find out and get to the numbers. A bowl full of mysterious liquid. I'm wondering. Yummy goat brains. Let's just get to the numbers. 10 people and 3 puppets lost their lives to Blade, Pinhead, Torch, Tunneler, Andre, Lance, and Morpha. 6 females, 4 males, 2 male puppets, and 1 female puppet. With a run time of 8 minutes, we lost lives every hour at 1.35 minutes. With the great acts of execution, with all the deaths in Puppet Master 2, none speak out to me except for Andre's second death. He actually got his attacked by his own puppets. Got stabbed in the leg by Blade while he's in mannequin form. Got his hand crushed by Pinhead with a cane. Got set on fire by Torch and fell out of a window off screen. And all in 45 seconds. And death is perfectly calculated in his death. I actually love this death. It's actually a perfect death. The Wimpy Axe will actually go to Billy, Mom, and Dad. We actually don't even see their actual deaths. We actually see their brains go into the potion, but we actually don't see the actual deaths play out on screen. That's it. Puppet Master 2 released, and it got more than one sequel. And the sequel next is Puppet Master 2, Tolan's Revenge. But next I will actually tackle Civil War. But I'm actually going to do the review first before I do Civil War. Before I actually do the actual lives lost count. So I do Civil War the review, then Civil War the lives lost count. And you guys, stay tuned for that. And Puppet Master, this been Ultimate Entertainment Nexus or Ultimate Nexus, sign up. Or Nexus, sign off. Bye.